Right, guys, welcome back to the championship round. No, that sounds weird.
YouTube channel. Oh, let's carry on.
Welcome back to the third episode of the championship roundup. We're back again, keeping it consistent. This week, there's been quite a lot of shit that's gone down, so we definitely need to cover those topics. If you haven't already as well, follow us on championship_rounds_official. We're really close to 100 followers, and at 100 followers, we will be doing a giveaway. So keep your eyes peeled. Go and follow us over there. And if you haven't already, subscribe over here. But I think we need to just fucking dive straight in, mate. So there's a lot of things to cover this week, innit, Sam?
Yeah. So at 100 followers, Sonny said he's going to give a personal visit to someone's house and offer some personal services. So
I didn't know where the fuck you were going with that.
So follow, and whoever the 100th follower is, Sonny's gonna go to the house and
bro, we're gonna fucking lose followers now, man.
It's stuck on 99 forever. Okay. Yeah, so this week, to be fair, on my side, there's not that like there's a few things. So we had the Cody fight. 2 days ago we had the Cody fight. We had Diego Sanchez. I want to talk on him a little bit. And the main guys I want to talk about, the main fighters, the fighters of the hour, the men of the hour, which I didn't know were men, is Hasbulla and what's the other guy called, the rapper? His music's sick as well.
Yo, he's sick. Abdu, I think. Abdu, Rozik. Yo, them two are.
Yeah, shout out Abdu. Shout out Abdu Rozik. I'm gonna put his tunes over this. Like, I'm gonna put a clip of him singing because I don't think people know that he can actually sing as well.
Just make sure you don't get fucking copyrighted, man. Okay, he's probably got some big bangers.
Yeah, he's got bangers. So you tell me, because you've been keeping it up to date with these guys.
Yeah,
so you tell me.
I've been fucking...
How did this start? Where is it gonna go? Is it gonna fight or what?
Yeah, I've been loving it, man. So I was more invested in that this week than the fucking Cody fight and the UFC Vegas card. But basically, I think everyone first caught wind of it when it was on social media. This guy called, I think his name's Timaev, who's an MMA fighter. He basically put up a video of these short guys like getting in each other's face, and I don't think at the start people knew whether they were guys, whether they were children or what. But one's Dagestani and one's from Tajikistan, and they're both just getting in each other's faces, trying to throw kicks and stuff, and it was just absolutely hilarious. Like, he's a no one.
But what's the beef over though? What is it over?
I don't think it's a beef. I think it's more like you know how Jake Paul and that are doing like these celebrity fights and stuff. It's basically like that. Obviously, my man Hasbulla, he's like a blogger in it. So he's got his own little account and stuff, and he's like done quite well on social media. He's like Mini Khabibs in it. That's what people call him.
Yeah.
But it's basically him versus this guy called Abdu Rozik, who's a singer/rapper from like Tajikistan. And he's got a massive following, man. He's got like 700k followers.
I'm telling you, his tunes bang. This is why.
Yeah, I need to listen to some of his music, to be fair. But... yeah, so these two come together for that little press conference, and since then, fucking hell, their faces are everywhere on the internet. You literally can't go on a UFC MMA Reddit page, a Twitter page, or anything without just those two little geezers just on there, man. Like, they are smashing it, to be fair.
Yeah, I think it was the kick. And the punch, out of range punch from Hasbulla.
Yeah, he was miles away. Yo, if you watch the whole press conference, you know the guy that's doing the press conference, guy that's doing the press conference, he starts hitting him as well, man.
Oh, does he?
He starts hitting. I'll put a clip in if I got it. He starts hitting him during the press conference when he won't let him go scrap the other guy, man.
Yeah, Mini Khabib is definitely the more aggressive guy out of the two. The other guy's just there for a paycheck. Mini Khabib wants to scrap. He wants to scrap.
I think that Abdu Rozik geezer, he's got the 1 kilo weight advantage. Which for
he
them,
might look to take it to the floor.
Yeah, for them it is actually, they only weigh like 17, 18 kilos. So 1 kilo is like a mass. That's like 5% of your body weight. That's big. That is. But I think that Abdu Rozik geezer, he's just like laughing in his face and that. I don't think he knows what he's got himself into with Mini Khabib, fella. I don't think he knows.
Yeah. No, I've got a lot. Yeah, I think if that fight happened, how much would you pay? Pay-per-view. How much should they price it at?
Like 20 quid. Geezer, if they've got some funny fights on the undercard or whatever, I'd rather watch that than fucking Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather. Them two are gonna scrap it out to the death, man. 100%. I'd pay 20 quid to watch it, no problem. I think a lot of people would. I think that was the comments on like Twitter and stuff. They're like, we'd rather watch this and all this fucking like Jake Paul shitty fights and stuff. Like, we'd rather watch these scrap, man.
Yeah. Let's hope someone like Triller or one of those promotions sort of get it done. But
I think the championship rounds should fucking promote it, man.
Yeah, let's stream it. Let's get the rights to it. I'll stream it. I'll put a little ring in my garden.
Now,
they can scrap it out.
If that does happen, I think we should watch it and do like a live watch along on our YouTube channel.
Watch
along.
Hilarious, man. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, let's hope they get the fight. I know Mini Khabib wants it. I don't know if I'm gonna call him Rosenstrike. I forgot what he's called.
He's literally the opposite. He's like
yeah.
Rosenstrike's a big black guy, and this guy's like a little fella from Tajikistan.
Yeah, whatever his name is, Rozik the rapper.
Yeah.
I just think he might not sign on the dotted line. We know Mini Khabib's already signed.
Yeah, Mini Khabib's got no problem signing. Cool. Let me just ask you another question, just off the background of that. If it came down to it and your life depended on it, how many Mini Khabibs do you think you could fight off in one go? If they're all just running at you, what you think you can only take 1 Mini Khabib?
Nah. I reckon Mini Hasbulla, Mini Khabib.
All right, let me add a stipulation to this. Yeah, for every extra Mini Khabib you knock out, you get extra £1 million. If you go over and they take you down, then you die.
Yeah.
So how many are you gonna risk? How many millions are you gonna risk?
I'm a risk-averse guy. I actually genuinely think I could only take. And they're coming at me at the same time, obviously. So I think I would be 2.
2?
Yeah. Literally, I just think he's gonna be 3 is gonna be too much. Like 3, you got 2 man just slamming you with punches, and then you can handle that. But when there's 3 people, Mini Hasbulla will probably sucker punch you in somewhere, drop you, and then the other do you reckon you could have 3? I feel like that's where you're going with this.
I think the only reason is because he's under my knee. If he was above knee height, and I thought, he might just give me a low blow in that, then I'd be a bit shaky. But with that, with like the size of him, I reckon I could volley one top bins, maybe overhead kick one, and then a couple of knees and stuff. I reckon 4.
No, but what it is the cumulative effect. Like, if they're coming at you all at a time, hella aggressive. They're gonna stop swinging.
Yeah, but they're not gonna. It's not gonna damage you surely that much. I think the worst thing would be if they start biting you and shit, like going bare aggressive. Then you're fucked.
Yeah. Nah, but if low blow's out of the question, I would say yes, 3. But yeah, they ain't gonna play by no rules.
Yeah, Hasbulla don't have any rules, man.
Yeah, but they're that good. What I was gonna say, that stat that you told me, their press conference is streamed better than Khabib Conor. Is that right?
Yeah, they've done better than Khabib and Conor's press conference. So they've been up for 3 years. That press conference got 7.8 million views, and Hasbulla and Abdu, the last time I checked, after like 3 days, were on 8.8 million. So it's mental. So imagine this, like, what's the UFC worth? Like, isn't it like, I can't even remember how many, like 4 billion or something.
Yeah, something around
sold for, versus just these 2 little guys on the internet and that. Absolutely dicking down their press conference numbers. Mental, man.
and no one could even understand what they were saying. So I don't know how this even works.
That's what makes it even better. That makes it more fiendable, man.
Okay. Okay then.
Right.
Let's move on from that now. Let's talk about something that like a fight that's actually happened.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite fighters shed a little tear after he lost. Cody, no love. Yeah, he got dominated 5 rounds. Well, I would say 4 rounds dominated by Rob Font. He did try in the last round to rally again, but yeah, it just felt like Cody fought different that he fought in other fights. He was on the back foot, and I don't know if that was because he was uncomfortable with Rob Font's reach. Like Rob Font was simple, the jab and the 1-2 won him the fight, but I wouldn't expect someone like Cody, who's got amateur boxing experience, to lose to someone that uses those tools. So I was disappointed, man.
I think it's interesting what you've just said about the reach as well, because I don't know if a lot of people know, but there was a 6-inch reach advantage, which is massive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's massive.
Especially for 2 guys in the same division. I think Rob Font used his jab really well. I think obviously with Cody, he's got that reputation of rushing in. So I think in the earlier rounds, he didn't want to get engaged with that like kind of scrappy style that he sometimes has. He loses his head a bit. So I think I think that's why he was on the back foot. And obviously he's been knocked out like 3 times within the UFC. So that's always going to play in the back of your mind. But I think Rob Font just played it I think he just played it brilliantly. He just picked his shots really intelligently. Anytime Cody did come in, he was getting caught. So I think that obviously probably stopped Cody from wanting to rush in as much as well as he normally would. He was actually taking shots coming in. He tried to let his hands go in the last round, but it was too late. He got a couple of takedowns early on, but couldn't make anything of them.
He didn't do much with them. He had them, but he didn't control. Didn't get any ground and pound. It was just sort of like, I'm getting hurt. Like you could see Rob Font's shots were affecting Cody more than Cody's were affecting Rob. Even though Rob did say in the press conference after, his shots did hurt, but Cody was visibly like getting stunned a little bit, which is strange because Cody's supposed to be the power guy of the division.
Yeah, I think 2 judges scored it 50-45. You just said that you gave it 4 rounds. I think it was a pretty decisive victory. The fact that he couldn't do it, I thought the take that he started off. One thing he started off with really well was he was chopping Rob Font down. He was kicking him quite a lot in the first round. I don't know why the UFC fighters tend to do this. Like, if something's working in the first round, they just abandon it in the second. It's really strange. And then you'd think that they would do it less and less after seeing someone like Dustin Poirier and like even Justin Gaethje in his fights, like cut down their opponents and then reap the rewards of it in the later rounds. But they just seem to abandon it. Yeah. I guess it's that saying, isn't it? Everyone's got a plan until you get punched in the face. So
yeah, I mean, like if everyone wanted to see a patient Cody, that's what they saw. He was patient, but he was lacking what he needed. But like you said, he was getting caught coming in. So, I mean, what else can you do?
You know what?
I mean, for me, go on.
Sorry, mate. Do you know what it really reminded me of? It reminded me of Tyron Woodley, like in his last couple of fights, just not letting his hands go, waiting and waiting and waiting, nothing coming. And then it was just too late. Like, but I just don't think after he's like 2-3 rounds down, the coach is not saying in the 4th and 5th like stick it on him. I think Mark Henry was saying it in the corner, but I don't know why Cody wasn't going out and executing. I think he started saying it from after the 3rd round. Mark Henry said to him, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, do you think I felt like he looked a bit tired as well? Like the wrestling sort of seemed to like he's wore him out a little bit, or it just didn't look like he had that. Like 5 rounds against Dominic Cruz. He was fresh in the 5th round. He was still like perfect, but like he looked a bit labored. Like it just didn't look the same. And my thing was like he's had a lot of health issues. Maybe it's because of that, but you can't like how many fighters have had COVID and they've been fine. So obviously it affects people differently.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say about that is he obviously took a lot more damage in this fight than he was in the Dominic Cruz. He was like really evasive. And Dominic Cruz wasn't really landing that much, which was obviously weird for that time. But yeah, I think in this fight he took quite a lot of damage. Like those jabs, they just build up. Yeah, but I don't think it's the COVID situation, because even before in the press conferences and stuff, he was saying that he feels better than he ever has, like the bike rides he's doing, etc. So I think we can't take any credit away from Rob Font. I think that's a brilliant performance, and it'd be interesting to see who he fights next now. Dillashaw, Sandhagen, probably. I think the winner of that.
Yeah. I'm just looking at rankings right now. So Rob Font's 3. Sterling and Yan are going to rerun it. You got Sandhagen at number 2. TJ's not in the rankings.
Yeah, but it's going to be TJ versus Sandhagen. That's the fight.
Yeah. So maybe the winner of that, and then the winner of that gets.
That's what I think.
The title shot.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what I'm thinking, like, lucky Cody's really lucky he got that big knockout over Asuncao, because I feel like that sort of wiped out his 3-fight skid. But now he's lost again. Like, if he got a decision over Asuncao, it'd be like, okay, these last 5, he's lost 4 and got a decision. But because he got that big knockout, it kind of saved him. But now it's like, who does he fight? Like, he's a big name.
I think he drops.
Drops to what?
I think he drops a division. If he can make that cut, because he's mentioned about fighting Figueiredo before, so I think maybe if he can healthily cut that weight, then maybe it could be a new lease of life for him. Like, you've seen it before with fighters that move division, and then all of a sudden they're better. Obviously, he's not got the biggest reach advantage. If he goes down a weight as well, I think with his striking, he could do really well against some of the strikers in there as well.
But the thing is, when he was coming off the knockout win of Asuncao, they could literally give him the title shot because he come off a big win. Now I feel like if he goes down to flyweight, he's gonna have to fight maybe one fight at least, or maybe 2 to get that. So they can't just give him a title shot. So he's got to put work in that division. Yeah, I'm just seeing the bantamweight now. I could see him fighting a one against Aldo. That would be a fun fight. But yeah, everyone else in that division's, I don't know if he'd even want to fight them. Edgar on his way out, but I don't know what that does for you. Marlon Moraes. Yeah, there's a good fight. I mean, everyone likes to see Cody fight, but if he keeps losing, like, I think another 1 or 2.
Well, Moraes has had a loss against Font, and then Cody's obviously had a loss against Font as well. So yeah, that could make sense.
But Moraes is a big guy for that division. I think it might be the same story.
Potentially, yeah. He's a very good striker as well, to be fair, Moraes.
Yeah, so it's a shame, but hopefully, I feel like Cody's got to be careful now. Like, he's got to win. He definitely has to win his next one. 3 out of 4. Yeah, that's what I'm scared of. If he loses the next one, he loses the one after. He's got everything that he needs to be a superstar, but if he can't get the wins, I don't know.
Oh, Sam, I've had a stinker, mate.
Why? You haven't recorded? It says it's recording?
Nah, I had it on speaker.
It's like the review.
Oh, no. That's fine. It's blessed. All right.
Yeah.
If we cut it out this segment anyway, so it's fine. I think we've covered Cody and that. Was there anything more you wanted to say on that?
No. That's
exactly.
It.
Yeah. So then, when we start talking about the next topics, we just have this. That's blessed.
But okay. Anyway, that's cool. The only there were the 2 main topics. The only other one I wanted to touch on is that I feel like we haven't touched on is the Diego Sanchez and his coach Josh something or other, and that's because it was like
Josh Fabia. That's it.
Yeah, Josh Fabia. So he's finally come to his senses and left his coach, which I think is something to be celebrated. Because if any of you that haven't seen the training clips of what Josh Fabia was doing to Sanchez, I'll probably put them in now, but he's literally hanging him like a bat and punching him and kicking Sanchez in the face, and for his own toughness, saying he's going to make him tough. But Diego Sanchez, if you guys don't know, is the first Ultimate Fighter winner, season 1, and he's one of the toughest guys out there, and he's still fighting. So that's one thing they don't need to improve on. But you also don't get tougher by getting hit. So literally the guy's just abusing him, and everyone was telling him, leave the coach. But for some reason, he had some sort of attachment to him, because I think he was there for him when he gone through some bad issues in his life, like divorce stuff. So I feel like he sort of latched onto him. But Josh Fabia was also the reason why they got him kicked out of the UFC, because he was arguing with the journalists, saying they're being biased towards Diego Sanchez. And by being biased towards Diego Sanchez, that means they're putting a bad thing on his name. But the commentators was like, we're not going to change our commentary. If he's not doing well in a round, we're not going to say, oh, he's doing good just because we don't want to tarnish someone's name. They're just being commentators, and that's what they do. So So luckily he's left him, but I just felt like there are people out there that will latch to someone in a bad situation and take advantage of them. So let go of those people if someone's taking advantage of you. That's the moral of the story.
Yeah. You got any more relationship advice for the fans out there? But so he was they're just mates. I thought they were in some like relationship and that. That's what I've been seeing on Twitter.
The lines have got blurred on it. I've seen that as well. I don't know, but I don't.
Yeah, I heard
think...
he was sucking him, man.
Who was sucking you? Fabia was sucking him, or Sanchez was sucking Fabia?
I don't fucking know. But the way he was hanging, I guess he was the one sucking him, man.
Yeah, yeah, probably made him do that as well for some, I don't know, train his jaw or something. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, so I don't know, like I seen that, I didn't believe it. I just thought, there you go, Sanchez, man. He's not.
Sorry, that's killed me.
It's his coach, isn't it? Yeah. No, that's his coach.
You've got a good chin, to be fair.
Wait, hold on, you were telling me yesterday that you've got an iron chin and all that. So you put two and two together. I don't know what you lot do, but yeah, leave me out of it.
Yeah, fuck it. All right. You had another topic as well about the Irish Dragon. I think we should probably speak on that, to be fair.
Yeah. So the Irish Dragon, Paul Felder, announced his retirement on the Cody card, and he's coming off 2 losses, one to Dos Anjos and one to Hooker. But he's the kind of guy that never quits, and he always brings it into a good fight. Like brings it, like never gives up and always goes for it. Basically, let's anti Tyron Woodley. He always goes for it. And then, but yeah, he just basically said he might have closed the book, like closed the, what do they call it, chapter too soon. But he said, I'd rather do too soon than too late and become like a Cowboy Cerrone and stuff like that. And the other thing, he feels like he's not going to get to a belt, so that's made him demotivated. And he said he hasn't really been training. Like before, he'd always have to be in an MMA gym, but he's like now he barely does it. He's more into his triathlete and endurance stuff. So yeah, maybe he should have done a bit more triathlete when he was actually fighting. And okay, I'm not going to badmouth him, but yeah.
What the hell, man? Leave him alone, man.
Yeah.
But I think
he had a good career.
Yeah, I think that there might be some people out there that are casuals and that have not really heard of him. If you haven't watched his fight with Dan Hooker, go back and watch it, and you'll become a fan of the guy. His commentary is really good as well. So I think I think it's the right choice for him, man. Like it's funny that you said anti-Tyron Woodley, because Tyron Woodley is one of those champions that overstayed and ended up probably tarnishing his legacy with the UFC, because he was a phenomenal champion. It's just he was there probably about 3 fights too many.
Yeah. And they asked him in a press conference, you were the last guy to get a win over Charles Oliveira, who's now the title holder. So they said to him, does that make you feel like a type of way, like I can be the champion, I can beat the guy? And he said, nah, literally does nothing for me. So I think it says it all there. If you're not getting excited thinking, I've beat the last guy to beat the champ and he's now the champ, I can beat him. He was like, nah. So I think if you're not all there for MMA, there's no point, because it's such a dangerous sport. So he's got commentating now, and he probably makes loads of money off that.
I think he's an intelligent guy as well. I think he knows what the landscape is like in the lightweight division. There's a lot of people that are in front of him. He's going to probably be waiting around for at least 2 years minimum to even be fighting for the title, and he doesn't want that. So yeah, fair play to him.
Yeah. It doesn't look like we'll be able to get him on the channel after I said that he should have been doing triathletes when he fought. Man,
he might. We never know, man. Oh, we've got some big guests coming up. By big guests, I mean absolutely no one. But we will in the future. We will. Yeah,
we're getting a new studio made as we speak. So when we get the studio done, we're gonna get some big guests. Maybe not big in terms of numbers, but big fellas. That's the clue.
What? Just heavyweights.
Just heavyweights. But yeah, okay. Anyway,
one thing I was going to say, bro, I've got another topic. We haven't even mentioned it. AJ Fury is now off. We haven't even spoken about that. AJ Fury is now off. Now it is Fury versus Wilder they're signed for. on the 24th of July, Wilder won his arbitration case. Fury has to do the trilogy fight, which obviously I don't think anyone fucking wants. And then AJ is now going to have to fight his mandatory, who's Usyk, however you pronounce it, which is another freaking difficult fight. So it could potentially be that we never get to see AJ Fury, man. What are your thoughts on this, man?
My thoughts is I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed with boxing as a whole, if I'm honest, because this is the issue with so many different promoters, so many different boards, so many different belts. It's like there's too much legalities in the way of just getting the fights done. So everyone wanted to see this fight, and fair play, it was actually going to happen. So fair play, it was going to happen. But the thing is, now it's not just because of legalities and this promoter and that promoter. So to me, it's just disappointing, and I feel like this is what sometimes lets boxing down, and why UFC is such a fast-growing sport, because they always put on the fights you want to see. Boxing, it takes a lot longer. But yeah, I think we will see AJ Fury, but Wilder's dangerous. If Wilder catches Fury and he puts him out, then we might not ever see that fight, and that's a fight that everyone wanted to see, and it was the perfect time for him. And also AJ, we know AJ can be beaten as well. So if Usyk hits AJ like Ruiz did, like somewhere just hits the back of the head or something, and AJ loses, then that's not going to happen, because it's hard enough getting them to fight, both coming off wins. Now, if one of them comes off losses, they go one of them's going to say he's a bum, he lost, and all this. So yeah, I'm disappointed. Yeah, what's your thoughts?
In terms of the fights, I think people are overlooking Alexander Usyk massively. I think I don't know whether it's because they don't really know of his pedigree. He's the greatest cruiserweight in boxing history. I think the main thing is the size difference, but he looks to be putting on weight. I saw on his Instagram, he's up to like 105 kilos or something, 110. So he's obviously trying to bulk up, but then at the same time, you can't just put on lots of weight, because then you're not used to carrying that weight around in the ring. But I think I genuinely think that's going to be a tough fight for AJ. I feel like he's going against someone who's a boxer. He's not going to go in there and trade big shots with him. He's going to box, move, and I think it'll be a real chess match, that fight. Until maybe
I think that's going to be great.
Oh, suck it, mate. No, basically, I think it might be a real chess match until like the later rounds, until the point where that power starts to then show. But again, with Fury and Wilder, man, it's another dangerous fight. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it could potentially be we never get to see Fury versus AJ.
Yeah. No, it's I think AJ Usyk fight is a good fight, and definitely a good one to tune into. Fury and Wilder, everyone will probably watch that anyway, because it's Fury, and they had two good fights, to be fair to them. So,
mate, the press conference for the trilogy is going to be fucking mental, because Fury does not like him after all those allegations. Wilder is a psycho and actually believes his allegations. So I think that press conference is just going to be explosive, man. Very, very explosive.
Yeah. Is there any other big boxing fights coming up? Do you know?
Tommy Fury's fighting some other bum. That's not really big news though. But people are putting a lot of pressure on Tommy Fury. I understand he's had a very limited amateur career, so that's why he's obviously getting these fights. What else in terms of fighting news? Mayweather, Logan Paul's coming up, but they've not really shown much. June 6th, that's on, but they've not really shown anything. There's a YouTubers versus TikTokers card, which I'll probably do a reaction, because Sam's not really clued up on that social media kind of side. He's like I'm more of a he's a boomer. I'm a casual, like probably more of a casual MMA fan, whereas he knows more of his shit. Whereas I follow all these different events on social media because I'm active. So I'll probably do a reaction to that and then break that card down a little bit. But other than that, man, I think we've basically covered what's happened in the last week. I think if we had to say who stole the show last week, it is my man Hasbulla.
Hasbulla, yeah. He's the main guy at the moment. He's the face of the fight game.
He's the face of the fight game, and that is a very terrifying face as well.
Yeah, I mean, so I think the next one, I think we've got 2 weeks until, or is it 3 weeks until the Nate Diaz Leon? We'll have to do something for that, defo.
Definitely. We're probably gonna meet up to watch that anyway, so that'll be quite sick. We'll definitely get some stuff out.
Yeah. All right, cool. Wrap it there.
Right. Okay, guys. So we're going to end the show here. So if you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And check us over on Instagram at championship_rounds_official, where we post content daily, at least 2 posts a day. And we're also looking to get TikTok sorted, but we're gonna have to figure that shit out before we get that sorted. But yeah, hopefully TikTok coming soon as well, because all the little youths are on that nowadays. So
Are we gonna have to do like dances and that?
yeah, fucking strips and that. All right, took it too far. Anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll catch you again next week. Safe.
Cool.
All right.